fellow gamers. Welcome to the next episode of KickshawBrothers Reviews, and this is Resogun. Let's get to it. Now, what is Resogun? Resogun is a voxel-based, side-scrolling, shoot-'em-up game that was brought to life by the great studio at Housemarque. Now, they are an indie studio, but they do come up with some crazy concepts. What shocks me about this is they took an old concept, which is kind of like your side-scrolling shoot-'em-ups, which is like you had the ship, and then you were going either right and having the enemies at you, or you were going up and the enemies coming down at you. Except now it's cylindrical and it's 360 degrees. So you can go left to right, you can go around, you can go up, you can go down. It is a great concept by Housemarque, and I'm glad they brought it to the PS4. You get 5 levels, and your main goal is to actually fight through and face the boss at the end. But you can also pick up humans, which actually adds to your score. But they die pretty quick. Basically, how you release the humans, they start off in little boxes, and how you release the humans is you have to shoot the green glowing orbs, okay? And then it shoots a beam after you finish him off and releases him from his captive state. Now, if you wait too long, that person is going to get captured, and you're going to start having a lot of problems trying to get them. But they can fall off ledges, they can be captured by the enemy, they can die in a lot of ways. So you want to pick them up as quickly as possible. And how you do that is you fly and you swoop down, and you basically run over them with your ship, and it picks them up, and they hang from the bottom of it like this. The bosses are very, very unique. It's fast-paced. You're not going to get bored with it. Resogun is a tribute to how well indie developers are doing games these days. And I'm so happy they brought it to the PlayStation 4. Now, first thing I want to talk about with Resogun is the graphics. Now, the graphics in this game are beautiful, okay? Now, a AAA enthusiast on YouTube or on the internet that only reviews AAA titles and only plays AAA titles is not going to appreciate this game for what it is. Graphically, if you were back with the NES, if you were back with Atari, if you were back with those, side-scrollers or top-down shoot-'em-up games, you're gonna appreciate this game a whole lot. And they took this old concept, they revamped it, made it 3D. The neon environments that you see, it's kind of like a steampunk neon lights, right? It's kind of like a steampunk neon lights type of thing. And it's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning to see it. Blowing up enemies, they turn into little cubes and they fall down. Cubes just accumulate on the bottom of the screen. The bombs look beautiful. The lighting is beautiful. It's not overly done. It's not overly blurred. The textures in it are very, very solid. And I have to give the graphics in this game 10 out of 10. Because they took an old concept that I grew up with and made it 3D. And that's always good. Far as gameplay, the responsiveness of the controller is amazing. Okay, so basically you shoot by pressing left and right on the left analog stick, and you go up and down and around and everything by pressing the right analog stick. Your bombs are R2 and your dash is L1, I believe. So it's set up quite well. Okay, you're gonna find out how to use the controls really, really quick. It was a little odd at first because using the controller that way, where you're not actually pressing a button to shoot. Like R2 in Call of Duty or whatever, you're just using the analog stick is actually quite unique. And I thought it brought a great style of the gameplay. It made the gameplay seamless. There's no sluggish controls. You're going to move around real quickly. It's one of those things that brought me a whole lot of joy to play this game and have it so seamless like that. So I'm going to give the gameplay in this another 10 out of 10 because it was that seamless. You're not gonna be sluggish in the controls in this game. It's a gem, and Housemarque did a beautiful job on it. As far as the content's concerned, without the DLC and without the ship editor and everything, just the flat game when you first get it, you got 5 levels. All the levels have unique, big, giant bosses, but there's no skins, there's no extra ships. You only get 3 ships, which is Nemesis, Feryx, and Phobos. Phobos is your tank, Feryx is your balance, and the one I enjoyed, and the one you're probably going to enjoy the most because of the homing missiles that it brings. Each ship has its own ability, but the homing missiles it brings is Nemesis. Nemesis was amazing to me. But as far as context is concerned, you only got those 3 ships, you got those 5 levels, but for free, it's well worth it, okay? It's well worth the price of admission for free. However, if you're paying for it, because I think they did take it down from the PlayStation Store, so if you got to pay the $10, $15, and then get the Season Pass, it's still well worth it. But for $10, $15, the content is still pretty limited, so I have to give the content in this a 4 out of 10. I'm sorry, I have to give the content. I have to be real with everybody. When you first get the game, it's really short, especially if you're good at side-scrolling shoot-'em-up games. The content in this, you're going to blow through it. Now, as far as the fun factor on this game was a whole hell of a lot of fun, okay? This game was tons of fun. It'll definitely keep you occupied, and you'll definitely want to replay it again and again to go get the achievements and everything else like that. So I have to give the fun factor in this game a 10 out of 10, okay? Because you're going to enjoy it. There's no reason you're not going to enjoy this game unless you're a AAA enthusiast, and unless AAA's is all you care about. You're going to have fun with this game because the gameplay is fast-paced. It's action and action and more action. Every moment you're on your toes. And it's just game. It's just a game. There's no deep, in-depth storyline. There's no nothing like that. As far as the length is concerned, it really depends on what style of gamer you are. Now, if you're new to the side-scrolling genre, if you're new to that type of game and you're not really good at it, then it's going to take you 3 to 6 hours to complete. Okay, but if you're good at it and you're used to speed runs and everything else like that, it's going to be 3 hours or less, same as Contrast. The only reason I'm giving it more is because for the average player, the length of this game, you got 5 levels, you got 5 unique bosses. Again, I have to speak without the DLC and without the Season Pass, which is why I recommend them. I have to give it 4 out of 10 because it's only the 5 levels, it's only the 3 ships, and unless you're into playing games over again and getting the achievements, it's going to be pretty short for you. As far as multiplayer in this, it's more of a competitive co-op than a multiplayer. So you don't have multiplayer like Mercenary Kings or like some of these other games that have come out that have like 4 players at a time. In this one, there's only 2. It's like you're playing on a couch with somebody, but I have to give the community in this where it takes a hit, because the community plays it when the DLCs come out and everything, and then they'll leave. There's not tons of people playing it. During the holiday season, during times like that where, you know, you have the influx of new players, there's going to be a lot of people playing it, but this is not a game that the community is going to be, you know, totally devoted to playing it, okay? This is not like Call of Duty, this is not like, so it's more just like an online co-op if you want to play with someone, but you really don't need it until you get up to like Master, Veteran, and Experienced level difficulty. Then you might want to think about getting someone, but the community in it is kind of small, so I have to give the multiplayer in this a 7 out of 10 because it's not a devoted community. As far as connectivity issues and everything else like that, you're not going to have them. You're not going to have problems, okay, with connectivity or getting kicked out of games or anything else like that. The game in this runs very, very well. So final rating, okay, comes out to 45 out of 60. Now what does that mean? That means it comes out to a solid 7.5 out of 10. It's an above average game. It's a great game. It'll keep you occupied during the in-betweens of your AAA titles. It can stand alone with the AAA titles. So I have to say this game is definitely a must-get, especially since they got the DLC, especially since they got the Season Pass. It's a great value for your money. Definitely pick that up. The object of the game is to get as many points as you can, so you don't have to worry about a real in-depth storyline, and I think that's great. It's just all in good fun. This is a must-have, and I'll see you guys on the next Kickshaw Brothers review.